I'm talking about traditional, telling them, listen, what's on your tax return, showing a private good credit score, yada yada yada. He's like, yeah, I really don't know if I want to go with a bank product. You know what? Let me think about it. Now, whenever somebody says, I'm going to intro the pod shortly, guys. I swear, we have to get this out because this just happened.
Yeah.
PC, this dude said, let me think about it. And then what did I do at that point? Did I let the dude off the phone?
No, not at all. And I thought it was so impressive the way you kept him on the phone because when you hear let me think, like, I'll think about it, it's so easy to kind of be like, okay, you'll think about it and let it go. Like Daryl stays on the phone the whole time and he really like goes at it. And I'm like trying to learn how to be like him a little bit because I'm like, I think I'm aggressive and
No, you are
adamant, but I think that the way you do it is like I need to learn how you're doing it.
That's fabulous.
Because once he said, let me think about it, I thought we lost him. I'm like, all right, it's over. We're cooked. But then when I saw you turn it around, I was like, okay. Like,
no, and listen, but I remember, it was almost like you triggered my trap card. Like, yeah. He said it, and I was like, you know what, Rodney? I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, you were happy. You're like, I'm so happy you said that because, and then you just got into it. Yeah. And then we found out we had another option, which is amazing.
So what do you say when someone says, I'm going to think about it? What's your response?
Well, first off, I know that he's never going to think about it. He's going to get off the phone and say, I'm never calling those people back. Right?
Yep.
You said, you know what you said? You said we may never speak again or something like that. I think that's what you said.
But that's it. When somebody says, let me think, what you need to think about, I just said, I can get you bank financing. Banks have the best rates, best terms. Mm-hmm. What the hell do you think about, dude? No, that means you don't really want it. And you want to tell me to get off the phone.
Also,
no, not also. Wait, now.
Hold on, it's about to think about it. No, and that's one of the things you have to understand. When someone says, let me think about it, right? One thing I always say is, okay, let's think about it together. What exactly is it? What are you going to go back and think about just so I can help you find the solution? Why? Because at the end of the day, you may have questions. You probably won't get a hold of me later on. Let's address them now. What is it that you have to think about? If there's something you're thinking about, tell me. Let's think about it together so we can find a solution. This way, you don't let the client go, right? Okay, perfect. Great. I'm glad that you actually have to think about it. What is it that you're going to think about? Or I got to talk to my partner. Okay, great. That's fine. What questions do you think your partner will ask you so that I can help you better answer the questions, right? So there's a lot of different things that goes into play when it's, let me think about it. Oh, I got to talk to my partner, et cetera. Don't just give up right away because those are the clients that you want because they're saying, let me think about it to everyone else and then not calling them back.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to add. Go ahead.
And I swear again, I'm gonna intro the pod shortly, but when someone says, let me think about it again, there's a sale made on every call, right? They're either going to sell you why the hell they don't need your service or why they need to get off the phone. Like, hey, I need to think about it. Yeah. You're going to sell them into stay on the phone. Let me qualify you a little more. Let me peel back the layers and figure out what the real thing is. And so I said to him, I was like, listen, no, I'm probably never going to talk to you again. Let's just talk about this right now. What don't you like about the bank product? It's probably going to take too long. I'm probably thinking about refinancing my house. Perfect.
Bingo.
And listen, Jose is the mortgage specialist. He just saw me walking by. I grabbed him. I was like, wait, Jose, hold on. And I got Rodney right on the phone with him. Jose qualified him. And everything that Jose just said before about the mortgage, yada, yada, yada. And now we're thinking about doing 0% interest business credit cards for him as well. So that was what we ended up saving that.
Yeah.
Which we just
I love when we work as a team. It's so fun. It feels like a basketball play. Like I'm the point guard. I passed the ball to Daryl, then he passed it to Jose, and he scored. Like that's kind of how like it feels.
And, yeah,
and yeah, that's exactly how it is, and that's why today's topic, Daryl, if you want to introduce us, the reason why we chose today's topic, as everyone knows, we pay out 50% on every deal that you guys submit.
How much?
50% is what we pay out, right? Where a lot of shops pay 30% or 20%.
20%.
We want to give you guys all the money. However, at times we just have to make sure that you understand the products. And it's unfair to you for us to leave you on your own, even though you can make potentially a lot of money. Not saying you don't know how to present the product. It's just a different process at times. But we're just going to go over a couple of real case studies today. But Daryl, why don't you introduce us and bring us into the...
Well, listen, before I do the intro, can we just cheers? It's Tequila Thursday, guys. Listen.
End of the Last Thursday of the month.
Last Thursday of the month. It's spooky season, baby. Halloween is tomorrow. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are dressed up.
Ivan, there we go, Ivan. I like that.
Ivan, my man. All right. All right, listen, welcome to Tequila Thursday. Tonight we're gonna really dive inside the boardroom, breaking down real case studies, just like Jose said, the clients who got funded and why lenders traditionally will say, yes, they're switching the cameras on us. We gotta look around. All right. This episode is all about what is going to separate a declined file from a funded one. Sometimes it's not the credit score. It's not really about the docs. It's how the deal is framed from the beginning.
Yeah.
Lenders don't fund paperwork. They fund stories that make sense. Tonight, we're going to tell you how to make the stories make sense. So, Jose, why don't you jump into segment number one, baby? Let's do it.
Well, number one is a popular program, right? For clients that want to go the traditional route, just know that we do have no doc funding programs, right? And that's a biggest win for a lot of clients because
no doc.
What is basically no doc mean no income documentation funding, no income documentation needed, no bank statements, no tax returns. That is not a business credit card, right? So don't get that confused. We do have that option, 0% interest business credit cards for 12 months, 18 months sometimes. But this is a different product. This is an actual business line of credit. You do not have to bank with that bank, right? And it's a community bank that is available, has a lot of money. It's actually a regional bank. I'm sorry. It's a regional bank that transitioned over from doing commercial real estate and now has a lot of money, and they're moving into the business lending space. What they do is they have a stated program for clients with a 680 plus credit score. They must have at least 2 personal credit cards with a $2,500 credit limit or greater, and their overall credit utilization has to be 30% or less. This will allow the client to go ahead and qualify for our no doc business funding. Now, Joe, you've been successful with your clients in getting a couple of those, right? I think that there was another company that was trying to do something similar. Now that you're ending up getting those files, right?
Yeah, a lot of clients, even clients that I meet out in public, I go to a lot of networking events. I'm bringing in a lot of clients for the lines of credit, especially here in New York. I'm able to get them the cash. They don't have to liquidate it because it's not on a business credit card. Basically, we opening up new accounts for these clients at banks, building relationships. And, a lot of my clients are using it for down payments or to help with closing costs on their real estate deals. So, we could get someone 50 to 100K cash. I mean, that's amazing. People.
Joe, one thing that I wanted to ask you, Joe, sorry to cut you off, Jose. One thing I wanted to ask you, Joe, is, you made the transition from mortgages over here to business funding. Now, you're one of our top outside reps.
Yeah.
No, you are our top producing outside rep. I have to
go to networking events.
Yeah, got to give you flowers, my brother. You do more of your business from inside the office, pounding the phones. You do more business outside on the streets. Hopefully, you're not on the streets in a bad way, but you're on the streets in a good way. Go ahead and make the money that you need to support your family. But Joe, how has it been? Like, do you think it's easier to go ahead and sling mortgages on the street, or you think it's easier to sling MCAs on the street? But business funding in general, because you're speaking to more business owners. It's a little more like instant funding. Like, hey, I need money tomorrow for payroll. Bang, got something for you.
Definitely the business funding is easier because there's so many businesses open. Even if someone doesn't even have a lot of income coming in, we could do the no doc program as long as their personal credit profile, fits the criteria. So there's a lot more people that are eligible for funding than people that have all the cash available for a down payment.
Right.
I have no derogatories or whatever they're looking for the mortgage. Mortgages are a lot harder to get approved for, and people have to use their actual cash to bring the close. They have to spend a lot.
And also, too, on the mortgage side, understand that when you're getting a business line of credit, it appears on the business side. It doesn't appear on your personal, right? So if it's a primary, it doesn't factor into your debt to income. If if you're doing anything else as far as getting the funds, they're not looking at your business credit. So that really wouldn't affect much on the mortgage side, right? Right, Joe?
Yeah, so it doesn't show on your personal credit report. It doesn't show as debt on your personal credit report with Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax. And even, my current or past mortgage clients, they all want business funding because it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're not using their own cash for the down payment or for renovation on a fix and flip. We're able to provide them that cash. So, it's a win-win.
Now, one other thing, Jose. Now, I know you're probably going to announce this at the end of the episode, but I want to kind of jump into it now because I think this is definitely going to. No. Don't act like you know what I'm going to say, bro.
I do.
Listen, I think this is very exciting, and Joe, this is going to be something that is new, but you're really going to be able to pitch it's going to be insane. Jose, now we are
Working on.
we are working on or transitioning to being able to go ahead and get personal loans done
Correct.
with a lower required credit score than usual. So usually anything that we have is a 680 plus credit score, right? You gotta, if you can't walk into a bank and go ahead and get a bank loan, traditionally we can't get it done.
Right.
However, Jose's ear is always to the ground. He's always finagling. He's always trying to find the newest product for us to go ahead and pitch so we can stay ahead of the curve, right? Jose, why don't you tell them a little bit about what is about to drop as far as the personal loan spectrum that we have?
First, I want to make a correction. I don't like to use the word finagling. Sounds.
That's my word. You can say,
that.
Spanish if you want, whatever you want, bro.
No. Yes. So because, especially on the mortgage side, we saw how the business lending was able to help out a lot of people on the mortgage side, a lot of borrowers.
Yeah.
We then started wondering, there's a lot of people that we speak to that want a personal loan. However, they don't qualify, didn't used to qualify because they needed a 680 plus credit score. And at times they needed to have a W-2 income. We were able to speak to several different banks in order to build a relationship. Basically, it's more of a database that was put together with a company that we've been working very closely with, where now they're able to go as low as a 620 credit score. Even if the client has something below that, we do have other options, right? But majority of the time, even when we spoke about utilization before, a personal loan, I don't know if you know this, but a personal loan, if you take out a personal loan, that does not factor into what is called revolving credit. Only credit cards are. HELOCs, lines of credit, that's revolving credit. But when you take that and turn it into a personal loan, it becomes a term loan, that 5 to 7 year term loan. Now what happens is that that's why a lot of people take out term loans and pay off credit cards, right? Credit card consolidation of some sort, but not where they're going to default or settle. They're going to pay them off the dollar amount or the balance and turn that into a term loan. Now what happens is that utilization drops, makes you eligible for bank programs, makes you eligible possibly for a mortgage. They factor that debt in, but now you have access to more money through the credit cards. So we thought it was great because now we are able to assist a lot more clients, and credit score will no longer be a problem, will no longer be a holdback of the move forward.
I had a quick question.
Yeah.
They still need 2 credit lines, $2,500 limits for that program?
So they not everyone's going to have that. So it's going to be a case by case. They are obviously not going to qualify for the better programs. But just think about it like this: when or at least myself, when I first built credit, and I'm sure a lot of people did when they started off, had no credit cards. They started off with one card. That one card was a Capital One card, right? I think a lot of us started off with that, and then build our credit from there. So there's going to be a lot of, whether it's a credit card, whether it's a personal loan, because if you don't have the trade lines, do you have income? Do you have W-2 income, right? So there's a lot of different ways where sometimes it's no doc and sometimes it's verifiable income. If you have clients in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, I have a personal loan option where they do not require W-2s. It's strictly based off your credit score, and they'll give you a personal loan.
Nice.
But that's a 680 score, right? That's a little bit more.
They still need the limits over 2,500 couple.
It's still correct. Because essentially what they're going to qualify for is for $25,000 term loan. So they just want to make sure that they have had access to that type of money in the past.
Yeah. All right. So Joe, so guys, that's like, laying the boom for I think the personal loans, and the reason why is because usually around this time of year, construction guys, like, it's a slow season for a lot of businesses in the winter. You know what I mean? So we always have to find a way to pivot. If you're just doing revenue-based funding, if you don't qualify for bank funding, then right now is usually like a little bit slower unless most seasonal businesses can't get money around this time of year, or they're gonna get something super short term. So we always have to pivot. So that's one thing. Jose was looking and he was finagling, and he ended up stumbling upon the source that's now going to allow us to go ahead and get people qualified for personal loans. I think it's going to take our business to a whole nother level, in which sometimes you slow down around the winter months, for argument's sake. But Joe, so I don't want to just speak about business funding because we want to flip to CC in a second, but for you, Joe, we want to really speak about the fix and flip turnaround? You know, while we, you know, I know you're hybrid now. You know, you go both ways in this company,
Hey, yo.
which is amazing. We need somebody really flexible that goes both ways.
My goodness.
So Joe, thank you. Thank you so much for being on here. You're so flexible, you know.
That's great.
No, but Joe, no, seriously. You know, why don't you just speak about the you know, some of our mortgage products, especially, you know, the fix and flip turnaround, and why our products differ from other companies?
I would say on the fix and flips, what we do, we're able to do a first time investor. So most lenders, if it's your first time fix and flip, you need another experienced person to be on the loan with you, to join the entity, pretty much a partner you're splitting profits with. We're able to do a fix and flip for a first timer with no experience, as long as they're a general contractor, you know, is licensed and has experience. So I'm realizing we're one of the few people that do this. I'm pitching it to other banks, like, hey,
Yeah.
I got a first time investor fix and flip program.
There's one program on a fix and flip. I hope you didn't forget about.
I mean, there's 100% finance.
No. Also, to remember, if it's on a negative side, is that we are able to do fix and flips with no credit score requirement.
Oh,
But there's select states, you know that. You did it?
No, he said, okay, you know,
I know we could do like lower scores, but I didn't know no credit.
So it starts off.
Joe, it's because you're outside rep. You know, sometimes you're gonna.
So-
go ahead. Baby, let's go.
No credit score requirement. We don't look at the credit score. We do need the GC to have experience in fix and flips, but
What's a GC for people that don't
I'm
understand?
sorry, general contractor.
All right.
To have experience. And then what's going to happen is it goes from the Carolinas all the way down to Florida. So the states that are in between the Carolinas down to Florida, moving over to Texas. So I will put it on. It should be on the deck that you guys receive, but if not, Carolinas down to Florida, all the way over to Texas. I do apologize. I'm not very good.
It's like Alabama, Tennessee, all those. Okay, Louisiana
requirement, and that's, you know, there's
Louisiana in there too.
Yeah.
So let's say you're going through a divorce, but you have the cash flow, right? You have the money, you have the property, you know, but you went through a divorce, and now the divorce, you have your credit is no longer up to par. We don't look at the credit score, strictly based on the asset, which is huge for fix and flippers. Aside from, in addition to obviously the first time investors, we're able to do those as well. And then you were mentioning 100% financing for select states. So 100% of the purchase, 100% of the rehab, and then also to the where we are able to provide the first draw for the fix and flip at closing, right? So it's 90% of the purchase, but you get the first draw.
That's for experienced flippers. I think 4 in the last 3 years.
Yep.
I might be mistaken.
That's
But
in select states as well, but the loan amount must be, I believe, was it 250 or 500,000?
I know I might be 500,000.
500,000. So bigger projects, but that's good. Also, the 100 over 100 is great for investors that have multiple projects going at one time, because sometimes you don't have that much cash flow to put it out. You're not liquid enough, right? So to put out to handle additional jobs. But this is great for those types of seasoned investors that have multiple jobs going at once.
You know what? You know, again, I'm a business funding guy. Really don't know much about real estate. You know, there's like certain, like, I guess, like programs, like keywords that I really don't understand, but I hear often, right? There's a fix and flip. There's also something called the fix and hold of is it fix and hold? Flip it?
Yeah.
What is it called? Fix and hold. What does that mean?
Joe?
So let's say you're doing a rehab loan. It could be a fix and flip. A flip means when you're done with the project, you're selling it. You're listing it. You're selling it. Fix and hold means you're gonna hold on to the property. You're gonna rent it out. You're gonna have tenants. So you know, your fix and flip, aka your rehab loan, usually short term is gonna be anywhere between 9 months to 18 months, usually 12 months a year. So once you're done with the project, you either have to sell it, pay off that loan, or you have to refinance. So on a fix and hold, when you're holding on to the property, you're going to refinance. You're going to get a 30-year mortgage. And then, you know,
You rent it out.
Yeah, you rent it out. Your mortgage covers, your rent covers your mortgage monthly.
Yeah.
So as long as the rent covers your mortgage payment, you're approved pretty much.
And a lot of people use the what's called the BRRRR system.
Spice.
Right, right, Joe. The BRRRR system. What are the acronyms for that? Or it's what?
No, it's build, repair, refinance. There's some more R's in there. There's a lot of R's in there, but I know repair,
Repeat and repeat.
repeat. There we go.
Repeat.
I can't even roll my R's like
This is
that.
not building. It's buy because you're not building. You're
Buy.
buying.
Yeah.
Buy. Yep. There you go. And then
Repair.
repeat. And then repeat. And then that's what the fix and flips are for, right? If you
Refi,
heard
repeat.
probably that acronym before, the BRRRR system, that's what people use. Fix and flip. Either fix and flip or fix and hold. Usually it's a fix and flip, or what they'll do is purchase the property, rehab it. Once they rehab it, then they refinance it. So they get the cash out, and then they grab that and then repeat it once again. Put that money into another property and do that cycle over and over again. And then we're able to do 1 to 4 families. We're able to do mixed use, fix and flips, and I believe commercial as well.
Yeah. Listen, really quick. I have another question now, because again, Jose, I hear you guys, on the other side, speaking about rent roll and other things like that. And again, I have no idea, really what you guys are talking about. So I'm saving the questions for the pod to ask you guys. I'm very sure that there's other people out there. Everybody's watching on TikTok, YouTube, all the people that I personally sent the link to on Zoom. Shout out to Uncle Runt. I just had like a couple of quick questions just about real estate, in general, because I've rented houses before. I've rented, apartments in houses before, right? I thought you could just charge somebody whatever the hell that you wanted to for rent, but apparently you can't, because I heard you guys saying there's no way that this guy could possibly be charging this amount of rent in this area. Is that something that I didn't know that was regulated?
That's more case by case. So I mean, we could look at the region and just come up with the educated guess. Like if someone is in Arkansas, like I rent out this single family for $8,000 a month, 5,000 a month, whatever. Like you look at comparables, it doesn't make sense because you have to get an appraisal.
That's what comps stand for, comparables?
Yeah, you're gonna get comps, aka comparables on that appraisal, and you're gonna see what the going rate is. So you can't have some way out number.
I think you may have that confused now, where what you're referring, you can charge someone whatever you want, whether it's high or low. Because let's say that it's a family member I'm renting out to, I could charge them $1.
Yeah.
Right. But what you're referring to is you can charge and make up whatever number you want as long as you could justify it, right? What you're referring to is if it's going to go through what is called the DSCR program, debt service coverage ratio program, they cannot use a fictitious or a rent that you might have inflated.
Gotcha. Yes.
Charge your rent or whatever.
Like if you don't have a tenant with a lease, because a lot of the clients will go off market rent.
Yep.
But that is
market rent. That's what I was thinking about.
Yep.
Okay, but that's only for like a DSCR?
Yeah, for DSCR, yeah.
Okay. Because what they'll do, right, is the appraiser, because let's say that I rent you out an apartment in Manhattan, right? And I can rent it out for $20,000. Let's say it's $20,000. But going rate in that area for the same size for everything else is only going for $10,000. They're gonna go with the lesser of the two. Right, through an appraiser, because an appraiser will also run his or her comps based on the property.
Yeah, it's usually like 6 properties, similar size, similar layout, and they'll have the actual market rent for each one. So your number has to be in the ballpark. It can't be out of range. It can't be unreasonable.
Yep. And the reason why too is because remember that rental income has to cover the mortgage, so they have to expect that money to come in. The only way to expect that money to come in, let's say I get someone and he or she agrees to $5,000, but the average rent is only $3,000. What happens if that tenant leaves? But then the next tenant that comes in says, "Oh, I'm only going to pay you market rent and nobody else." And now, okay, so $3,000, right? Because that's an average, or that's what really is going around. Now that $3,000 has to cover your principal, your interest, your taxes, and your insurance, and HOA fees if there are any. But that's the reason why they use the lowest of the two, so that they're able to then go ahead and cover. That's why it's a debt service coverage ratio, because the income coming in must cover the mortgage debt.
Got it. All right. Well, listen, thank you guys for answering my question. I'm going to have a couple more next week, but let's get Cece involved, because Cece, listen, I'm just trying to learn. This pod was I'm just trying to learn, right? From these guys. These guys are, experts in this space. Obviously, you can see.
I was listening. I was trying to learn myself. I'm like a sponge. I'm trying to absorb everything. The mortgages, this, that. Like I'm trying to learn everything. So
yes,
I definitely was like listening and taking everything in.
Good. So now my question to you, because I want to now jump into, because now What we've been focusing on this week a lot, ladies and gentlemen, is consolidations for business debt. Not just any business debt, specifically MCAs. Anything that is going to be, daily, weekly payment. We've found ways in which we can go ahead and consolidate. Now, the reason why is because, like I just told you guys, we're entering a lot of people's slow season, right?
Yeah.
Now that we're entering the slow season, we are seeing that people don't want more money. When we call them and we're trying to offer them other options, obviously they don't maybe want more money. They maybe just need help or they need some kind of, relief. CC, so since you've been starting, Penta closed that really big deal,
Yeah.
which he consolidated $264,000 in MCAs for that lady, and she went. Listen, this lady she thought we were like the Muhammad Ali's of cash advances, which we are. She was paying $10,000 a month, and we were actually $10,000 a week, not a month, a week. And we were actually able to go ahead and get that down to $6,000 a week. And it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? And what we ended up doing is with the reverse consolidation program, we put $10,000 a week into her account every Monday to let the lenders keep pulling as regular, so they don't know nothing's going on. And then instead of her paying the whole $10,000 a week, she was only required to pay us $1,200 a day. You know what I mean? And she was able to go ahead and get that relief because she's saving $4,000 a week, which is $16,000 a month. And then we were just able to push off the majority of the interest, to the end of the term. So we're able to go ahead and provide that option. Now, again, because a lot of you guys out there cold calling, just like we are, or you guys have intent leads, just like we have. So we're all in the same boat. Exactly what you guys do on a daily basis, exactly what we do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Nothing different. So, Cece, I just wanted to, just jump in. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the clients that you've been coming in contact with right now for the fourth quarter? Why don't you just tell us like when you had that initial phone call, what is it that the majority of these clients are looking for?
Right. So I just want to start with when I try to approach every phone call the same. I like the same energy every time. That's what I aim for. Does it happen? Probably not. I mean, there might be one call where sound more tired, but my focus is like building rapport. I really try to build a relationship with the client. I think that not knowing as much as like the seasoned people, that's going to be my strength. It's going to be building a relationship with the client. So I mean, I get personable, but there's obviously a boundary and, to be professional, but I really do focus on building a relationship and, kind of being relatable to keep them on the phone. And, I've met some really great people and really inspiring people as well. So I've come across a lot of different industries. Trucking is really big. I've noticed construction, like he said, is really big. And just, really cool. And sometimes I came across a bar. I came across a fitness center, a lot of different businesses. And it's really cool because at the same time I'm learning about
different industries.
Yeah, I'm learning about different industries.
Yes.
I've always wanted to own my own business. So I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. Like maybe I'll open a bar one day. Maybe I'll open a fitness center. So yeah, I've come across a lot of cool people, and a lot of them, they're like they want the traditional, side of it. I think that's what I've noticed the pattern. I'm picking up a lot of patterns. They all want, they're all looking for the traditional.
Everyone wants the bank line of credit. Everyone wants the bank term loan.
Right.
You have a 540 credit score.
I know. Yeah.
Chase is not giving you money, Bob. You have a 540.
I've
right?
seen some really confident people too. They're like not making anywhere close to what they ask for, and they're like, yeah, and I need this or else. And I'm like, oh, wait till
Well, so what? You're gonna get nothing.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. My unpopular opinion is I like the dialer. I look forward to, I don't know who I'm gonna get next. You never know. And there might be a day where there's like 20 bad calls in a row, and I'm like, oh, like whatever. But I never get discouraged because I know the next one could be life-changing for me. I think that's just like being positive, and it's very true because not every person's gonna be the same. But I just kind of like try to focus on the energy of the person on the phone. A lot of times it's just mirroring their vibe. So and just matching their energy. Someone that might come on off more assertive and be like, well, I know more than you. Like you have to match that. So now I gotta fake it till I make it. Well, sir, and be really confident. So and then there's people who are really soft spoken. So I match their energy by being very soft spoken. But my big my niche is focusing on my relationship with the client because I want them to trust me and I want them because a lot of times people are like, well, I'm getting 1,000 calls a day. Well, I want to show you why I'm the 1001 different call that's going to change you. So now you don't have to answer your calls because you realize that our relationship, you can trust me versus everyone, coming in for a cash grab.
And it's funny. It's funny, but it's also frustrating at the same time. Listen, ladies traditionally do better in this industry than us because a lot of these business owners, these arrogant assholes that we talk to, are men. And traditionally men don't like to tell other men about their problems, or they don't like to tell other men that they're in help or they're in need. They would rather go ahead and speak to a female about it, a softer voice. So Cece gets on, she's like, well, what's going? If they're soft and like down and out, Cece say, oh, how can we help? If they're aggressive, Cece matches their energy, right?
Yeah.
Majority of these dudes, like, they love Cece. You know what I'm
They
saying?
do love me.
She's
Funny.
she's new, so I have to speak to all of her clients. Like, I have to sell her deals.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. And I love that. I love working with Daryl because I'm obviously like actively learning and picking up the closing end of things, which has been a lot of fun. And also, too, it's just, that reassurance. I could ask you. I feel very comfortable working with you. So it's, it's been great.
Fire. Listen, you guys give me 5 stars on Yelp. You think there was a clap on? Like, did you guys all hear the clap noise? Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you guys just.
Sarah said she didn't hear the clap.
Sarah said she did. I think Sarah's messing around. but so what did Sarah say? Cece, I love your energy in the office. Very positive.
Oh,
and getting
Sarah.
And you have been getting deals. And shout out to Sarah.
Sarah, I love your energy too. I think also it's been nice that, she's the only girl in the office, and I learned from her too. I like the way she's on the phone. She stands on business. Like, I'm trying to be like her. And everyone's always like, you have to get like Sarah. Like, Sarah knows every product. Like, that's my goal. Like, I might have to create flashcards or something and quiz myself on Quizlet or something. But I really want to like know the products like how you know the products, Sarah, like to the but like the back of my hand. So
Nice.
So back to what I was saying, ladies and gentlemen. So matching people's energies. Again, listen, everybody here's from New York that's on this podcast. Obviously, we live here. Mm-hmm. Our energy's on a whole different level when we're on the phone. Yeah. When you speak to a 70-year-old guy from Arkansas, or you speak to a 50-year-old guy from Mississippi, they call us Yankees. Slow down, please.
100%. Like, I've been talking a lot slower, and I'm on the dialer. It's like, hey, I see your application. People are a lot more receptive.
I'm telling you,
night and day. I just slowed down because before I'm like, hey, this is Joe.
Yeah, hey Bob, it's down.
I think I can go a little fast sometimes. I think that's why I need to work on like slowing down a little. But for the most part, I think that I enjoy talking to people every day. My goal is to talk to 100 people a day.
Fire.
That's my goal. I don't always. It depends, like what time. If we have a meeting or something. But I do try to like talk to 100 people a day. I want to get it up. I want to do 200. But I think that it's also like sometimes I have calls that are longer than others, 10 minutes, 15, 30.
Yeah, because these dudes don't want to let you off the phone.
They love staying on the phone, and I love talking to them too. I love having a good.
Send me that ID.
Chill. Hold on. Chill.
I've been hearing some stuff. Like,
listen. No, listen. The other day,
oh my God.
This dude was on the phone. I see Cece over there. Wow, what? Yo, first of all, she's loud on the phone.
Yeah, like, pretty loud.
Listen, I love her energy. She's loud on the phone. She's loud. She sits like 4 feet from me, so rather close. I'm very loud. She's over there. I'm like, I don't hear Cece. What the hell's going on?
I'm very busy.
She's so again. We're calling the same people that you guys are calling. This guy that she spoke to at 5 p.m. probably had 30 calls.
Yeah.
He told so many people to go F off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's probably really angry. Now, Cece got him on the phone for almost 15 minutes.
Yeah, I love that. That's like it's so satisfying to me when they're like, well, I've talked to 30,000 people and I'm done talking to you. And then I keep them on. Like, I think that was like one of the 30,000 deal. That was like the most shocking thing for me that we closed him because I didn't even think he was going to submit his app. I sent him an email and I just let it go. I forgot about him. And then when I got his app back, I was like, no way. Like, this is the guy that was so combative towards me and was not having anything I said. And then we ended up closing him. I was like, that's insane. So you never know. I think that you should just fight to the end and, no does not mean no. And in this field, I don't think no means no. I really don't. I've heard people be like, "Yo, take me off your list." Wait, however, and then you might change someone's mind. You know? Don't-
Yes, yes. Yeah, and listen, I'm gonna tell you something, CC. They spoke to 30 people before they spoke to you, but you had something that was different.
Yeah.
So
Set yourself apart
yes,
from other people. Like
yes.
what it, you know, they don't want to hear a mundane AI voice on the phone. They want to hear
Yeah.
somebody that's energetic and natural and happy. So I try not to sound like a robot. And obviously I do follow our pitch that we have, but I do try to make it sound like it's myself. And
Yes.
something I would say in real life. So
Yes.
just
Ladies and gentlemen, this was a young lady that was told she cannot close these deals.
Wait, hold on.
Say that all the time.
Time out. Hey, yo, Sarah, I see you have a question. We're gonna get to you in a second. I want to let you guys know that before Cece came to us, she went to another company.
Yeah.
And she went to another company. I think she was there for 2 days, and
Yeah.
they told her. I hope if you don't mind that I share this.
Yeah, I don't care.
They told her that
Tell them.
they told her that she didn't have what it takes.
Yeah,
and that they didn't have enough time to train her, and that she would never make it in this industry. And that shit gets me so pissed.
It had me
because-
fueled. I was so angry. That day was like probably, I keep calling it the worst day of my life, but maybe it was the best day of my life because I wouldn't have ended up here if I would have,
Fire. Fire.
everything happens for.
Can we get a fucking hand clap?
Y'all can hear the hand.
Hopefully you guys all hear the hand clap.
Sarah had a question.
Sarah had a question. Sarah, you want to unmute yourself or you want to type it to us?
Unmute yourself.
Sarah, unmute yourself, Sarah.
All right.
All right, congrats, Sarah. Thank you so much. Jose, take us to our next segment. The next segment, Jose. Go ahead.
All right.
We got about 15 minutes left. We want to make
so let's
go out with a
go,
bang.
Just commercial bridge loans. Do we really get Joe? You want to talk a little bit about that? Commercial bridge loans, as far as to I want to actually ask Ivan, Corinthia, everyone that's watching right now. Just tell us a little bit about what
you guys do, how you guys get your leads.
Correct. I want to get more involved.
You guys, yeah. Go ahead.
Can Ivan can't hear us?
Can't hear us?
Can't hear us? No.
Oh, I think
he can't talk.
Can't talk. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Corinthia, would you like to go ahead and share?
Ms. James?
James, I apologize, Ms. James. Yes.
Yes.
The background. I hope it's not.
Why can't we
You
hear?
have to
Is that
unmute
you?
them. You have to unmute.
Nah, she's on.
No, she
unmuted.
unmuted herself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Hey,
Thank you.
clap it up, Lucas.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yes. And so real quick, Miss James, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do? Because or is this what you do primarily? Do you primarily do sales, or do you have like a regular 9 to 5? You own your own business. What do you do? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Can I just say something? So, Ms. James, it's what I would recommend is, do you attend a lot of networking events? Okay, perfect. So that's number one. Now,
Take what I was gonna. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
so
You run away
networking
with it.
events would be great, which is a good thing that you attend. Well, let me ask you a question. If you were to meet someone, what is it that you do? You just met me today at a networking event, and I ask you, hey, okay, so Ms. James, what do you do? No. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Man,
Let
Miss James, hold on.
Come on. Oh, are we fighting over her?
Yes.
All right, you got. All right,
Miss James, real quick, what I would recommend, or maybe if I can give some suggestion, is number one is stand. And the reason why I say this is because it happened to us. We
Yes.
really do a lot of networking events. We just saw it was
the
bad.
First couple were terrible.
And then one of the things that I had to understand was, how do we stand out? Now, when if you were to say, hey, I do business funding or business lending, everyone is automatically going to go into, oh, you do cash advances. Oh, you do those short-term loans. What I would recommend, if you know, and please make it your own, you know, I work with clients to make them bankable. Right? I work with clients to make them bankable. And the reason why I would recommend that is because no one is saying that. You're automatically going to let them know, okay, what do you mean bankable? Well, you know what? I work with several different companies where they have relationships with national, regional, and community banks. But keep in mind, it all depends on what they qualify for and what their need is. That's different than anyone else, because you're not giving them time to assume that all you do are what are called merchant cash advances, where it has a negative reputation. You're letting them know, hey, I work with bankable products. I'm making clients bankable. That can mean a lot of things. When you make them bankable, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're ready to go to the bank now. You build them up to get that. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what their needs are, then you can take the intake form. And one of the things that I would recommend is, don't just hand them the intake form. If you have the intake form, ask them the questions, because then when you have a conversation, they're going to tell you things that they normally wouldn't do or fill out in the application. Ask them the questions, because who doesn't like to brag about their business?
Yep.
Right? As a business owner, they want to talk about it because they're excited.
That's their baby. That's their baby.
Exactly. So then now you can understand what the pain points are and how maybe you're able to help them out. Because majority of the time, if they're asking for 100,000, maybe they're planning out for the full year.
Yes.
You won't know that until you have a conversation with them.
Yes.
Intake form, speak to them. Have a conversation and do it over the phone. Then, once they meet the minimal criteria for whatever program you're trying to introduce them to, send them that application. That they can do it on their own, or you can help them with it. But that, I would say, send that over. It's just, I would try it out and then let me know, hey, Jose, it worked, or hey, Jose, you were full of crap. You know what I mean?
Now, hold on. Now, listen, Miss James, I would do a little different. Now, listen, what Jose said is his way. I'm going to tell you what I would particularly do, right? If someone asks what I do, I leave it very broad. I'm in finance. Oh, you're in finance. Okay. What do you do? Well, I specialize in getting you, whether it comes a variety of different programs. I get you personal funding. I can go ahead and get you a mortgage, go ahead and get you even business funding. Do you own a business? That is a little bit different. You know what I mean? What he said is right. That's the meat and potatoes of it. But as far as like a face-to-face interaction, oh, hey, Corinthian, what do you do? Well, I'm in finance. You know, I can help you get personal funding. Lead with that, because you don't know who owns the business or not. Lead with the personal funding. Once you go to that, you keep going, yeah, I do personal funding. I can do anything with real estate. I can also, even if you own a business, I can get you business funding. Let me ask you a question. What's your credit score? Bang. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's a very good introduction for just like, if you're at your regular 9 to 5, if you're I don't know which state you're in, if you guys have delis, bodegas, whatever, grocery store, wherever you run into somebody, hey, I probably could get that done. Or if you overhear somebody at dinner, a little rude and invasive, to go up to them. If you hear somebody talking about a rate or something like that, jump in. Hey, listen, you know what? This is probably something that I could get done. You know what? Let me send you my quick app. You know what I mean? And we're going to get it done. I wouldn't tell somebody you have a brokerage firm or some people that you send deals to. Screw all that, Ms. James. You are the HBIC. You know what I'm talking about. You're the HBIC. You understand what I'm saying? So you go ahead and...
You're the entire program.
Mom, mute your mic, Mom. I see you. Mute your mic. Thank you. Now, hi guys. My mom's in the chat, guys. So yes. So Miss James, what I would do is say just that. This is when you're one-on-one with somebody and they ask you what you do. You want to, just like Cece said before, you want to act as if, right? Yeah, I'm in finance. They have no idea what finance is. But give me a multitude of different things. You understand what I'm saying? But at least that gives you, that's your mystique. I'm in finance. listen, I do personal loans. I could do something with your mortgage, or we can even go ahead and get something done with your business. Let me send you a quick app, see what you qualify for. I think that's a little bit of a different icebreaker.
Can I add something too? So I was gonna say too, it's also all in the mind. I think that like when you're on the phone or when you're meeting people, I think confidence can take you the farthest place in anything, not just obviously business finance.
Yeah.
I think that if you were, you set your mindset to like, I can help them. They need me. I don't need them. They need me. So once you like flip your mindset, it's like, and also too like going on the calls, like you said, you want to pick up the phone more. It's a numbers game anyways. So the more calls you make, the more likely you are to, have better results. I think that that's like one of the biggest things.
That's definitely one of the biggest takeaways. Oh wait, there's Sarah's question. She typed it out. Question for Daryl. Damn it. All right, question for Daryl. How do you know when to get a client off the phone and maximize your time? Okay, and then Jose has another question. Daryl, how do you know when to get a client off the phone and maximize your time?
Good question, by the way.
Great question, Sarah. Lucas been clapping up, but he's probably sleep back there. Personally, I get, so when I'm just trying to think at what point in the process. All right, so let's just say I have no docs for them. I'm just on the phone and I'm speaking to them. First off, the first question I always ask, what's your credit score? That's without me seeing any documents, without me seeing any bank statements, without seeing an application. I don't know what state you live in. I just have a name and a phone number. I'm on the phone with Joe Schmo with a 580 area code. I think that's Arizona, actually. I'm going to ask him, hey, listen, so how much you doing on a monthly basis, roughly before expenses? Down doing 100,000 a month. Great. Your business says Jose Enterprises. What do you do? I'm a landscaper.
Sarah.
All right, Jose, you're the master landscaper. You're a busy landscaper, Jose. Great. What state are you in? Oh, you're in New York. Oh, wow. Now we all know that landscapers in New York, we're coming into their slow season, because I don't know about you guys, but I can't mow my lawn in January when the lawn's frozen, right? So now my wheels are already starting to turn. So I'm like, this guy wants, okay. So real quick, Jose, how much do you usually do? Because obviously I'm in New York too, Jose. I know snow, the lawns are frozen. What do you usually do between December and April? Oh yeah, I don't do 100,000 a month anymore. Usually I do about 20,000 a month. Okay, Jose, how much you need? 150,000, Daryl. Jose, listen, that shit's not gonna happen. Okay, there's no way that you're gonna. Well, actually, there is a way, Jose. Really quick, what's your credit score?
Oh, very good.
You gonna critique me? What's your credit score? I'm a 520. Once he says 520, all right, listen, Jose, what's the purpose of capital? What are you gonna do with the money? Oh, I just need money to survive during the slow season. Well, Jose, gotta tell you something. Do you have a credit partner, or do you have a co-signer? That's for business credit cards. If he does not have that, Jose, do you own any real estate or property? No, I don't. Okay, so now I know that we can't do anything. We can't do any real estate back. We can't do anything with the business credit cards. So now that means we have to go revenue based. Now, most of these lenders out here are going to see that Jose is a landscaper in New York. They're not idiots. They know that the ground's frozen. Yeah. And then at that point, they're going to request what's called payback loans. They're going to want to see what he did last year around this time of year. And they're going to see that 100,000 during the summer, that boom, starts to go down, 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 down. And they're not going to want to give him that 150 that he's looking for. So at that point, I'm like, Jose, listen, based off, I'm looking at that camera still, my bad. So I go ahead and I say, Jose, listen, is this really 150,000 or nothing? What's the minimum dollar amount that you'll take? Because right now, looking at how you're going to trend for the winter, probably going to get approved for like 10, 15,000, man. Does that work? And if he says no, then at that point, Sarah, I would say have a nice day, because his expectations are super unrealistic. Now, if he had a 680 plus credit score, if he had 680 plus credit score, I would have a multitude of different options. I could go ahead, I could get him 0% interest business credit cards. I believe in New York, we have stated programs as well, correct, Jose?
That's correct.
We have stated programs, also personal loan. We would have a personal loan. Now, he says credit score is a 520. I don't know if Jose's new personal loan program can get us a 520. He says he has some tricks up his sleeve. I don't really know yet. He's smirking at me. He's blushing. I don't know if he likes me. I don't know if he likes the program. I have no idea what's going on. But one thing I do know is that particular client, for me, Sarah, I would let that client go if he said that it was 150,000 or nothing, just because his expectations are unrealistic. Listen, at the end of the day, we can only give you what you qualify for.
Yeah.
I would love to fund every single client $1 million. You understand what I'm saying? You just, because I make a lot of money on that, but they don't all qualify for $1 million. I can only present them the options that they qualify for, and if they don't want it, they don't want it.
And ladies and gentlemen, what he just did was you utilize the same tools that we give you access to. So what he's saying is he's going to complete the intake form. He's asking the questions to pre-qualify the client. So that's really it. How do you maximize your time? Complete the intake form. We already laid out the questions for you in order for you to know if it's a yay or a nay. That's it. Also, too, is there's a lot of people that say, okay, no problem, send me over the statements just because they want to get over the docs. And they think that they're helping the client out. I mean, how would you feel if I told you, you know what, send me these documents and I gave you hope that you're going to qualify for something?
Yeah.
No, you don't qualify for it.
Yeah.
And you send it to me, and then I'm going to call you back later on and say you don't qualify. So you're giving them false hopes. You may think you're helping them. You're not. You're really doing a disservice to him or her because you're giving them something that you're making them excited about something that's not going to happen.
You're also doing a disservice to yourself because you
Wasting your
time.
time.
you know.
I
You
just
have
wanted
to
to
be
say that.
real with these people.
I
Like,
just wanted to say that for the people that are like, oh my God, I want to help out the client. But yeah, you're right.
because the client knows they already talked to a bunch of people. Like, so if you're telling them some pipe dream, like, I'm gonna get you this term loan, and they know they haven't paid their credit card at 18 months, and you know they have a bunch of, they know they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna really respect you on the phone. Like, example, I had a client the other day. I quoted him for a mortgage for like 6.5%. He's like, oh, I'm waiting for 5%. I'm like, you can look it up right now on Google, like on a conventional loan, FHA. No one gets 5%. Like, this is an investment. I told them straight out, like,
And it's an
delusional.
investment. Yeah.
I literally wrote to him, that's delusional. It doesn't exist. Whoever telling you that is lying to you.
I feel like you have to be like good at like detaching from a deal that no longer serves you. I'm always so big on like, I release my stuff from energy that doesn't serve me. Well, I release my stuff from a deal that doesn't serve me. If you don't qualify, I'm not going to sit and dwell. Why would I sit and, so you have to move on to the next and just not hold on to baggage. It's basically is it not baggage?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you guys know again. Jose, stop pouring tequila in my cup. I want to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know that she's 3 weeks. She's 3 weeks on the job, and she's already becoming jaded. And you have to be jaded to do this job.
No emotion.
Because these people you guys will have no idea the types of people that we speak to and the gall they have to request top tier programs, and they are dog shit borrowers.
I had a borrower the other day. She I think out of the month, 14 days were negative out of 17 days on her bank account. She was like, I want a term loan from the best banks. And blah. Was that a ghost?
You go as a ghost.
Halloween. You know,
one of our
speaking of how
one of our coworkers are dressed as Donald Trump over here, and I can't do. Hold on, Jose, read Sarah's question. Let's do final thoughts. There's Thursday night football on. Let's let everybody go.
Sarah's question was, Jose, how do you follow up with all of these bankers or referrals / affiliates you meet? There's so many at the networking event. Sarah, great question. I can't take all the credit. What we did was we went ahead and we have a digital card, and we have a digital card for a reason. They scan the code. It goes right into our CRM. Lucas, right, which handles our marketing, but also handles a lot of our tech. He's set it up already, which every affiliate has access to through your own CRM. Is he set it up so that a deal comes in automatically? Next day, they're getting a message. Hey, with the affiliate's name. Hey, John, nice meeting you at the event yesterday. We make it very broad because think about it. If there's 100 people, and it's not that they're not important, it's you forget. Right? Because you focus a lot of the times on the clients that you're working on. So I use a CRM system to the maximum ability that I could possibly maximize it on, right? Just like AI, just like ChatGPT, just like everything else. And if affiliates out there listened to the podcast yesterday from Lucas and Albert,
shout out to Albert, shout out to Lucas, off camera.
What they've set up for everyone, where now you can ask questions on how to market, and we've integrated OpenAI into our CRM system, Brokers Connection CRM system. That once you join Brokers Connection, you pay the membership, That's an added, that's another
bonus.
another tool that's available for you.
Yeah.
But the CRM system, no company, or if you're looking to scale, you're not able to scale unless you have a CRM system. Now, a CRM system is basically short for customer relationship manager. That manages all of the clients,
Never knew that.
customers, anyone that comes into your pipeline, right? Whether it's a client that I send an application out to, I can set up triggers where if I haven't moved their disposition in 24 hours, they're going to go ahead and get another message. 48 hours, they'll get another message, and so on and so forth. 72 hours, so on and so forth, depending on how many times I want to make contact with that client. Now, I've spoken to a lot of CRM companies because we wanted to make sure that the price was very competitive.
And that we have the best bang for the buck.
100%. And it does everything that all the biggest companies, and the biggest companies right now on CRM system wise is Salesforce. Salesforce it's an amazing tool. Not knocking Salesforce, but it's just the price to get into it. It's a $20,000 fee in order for you to get into it, plus licenses, plus this, plus that. Where for us, the CRM system is $49. I'm sorry, the membership is $49 plus the CRM system, which I believe is $49. I'm sorry, just got it's corrected. So $49 membership, $49 for the CRM system. That's insane. I think that's a steal. But Sarah, to answer your question, to summarize, I know we have to go. Ivan said I'm paying
$49, but I can't log into my CRM
system. Do me a favor.
What's the email?
What's the email? Do me a favor, Ivan. Do me a favor. Look in the chat. They're putting it right now. Send the email right now before we get off this so that it can be addressed. Listen,
info at.
Well, he's gonna put it in info at I believe it's brokersconnectiongroup.com.
He's typing it right now, Ivan.
And also too, everyone that's on it, I see there's a great turnout. Please make sure that you join Wednesdays. Please join the community. Look at what's in the community because there's a lot of information. Darren and I did a podcast 2 Wednesdays ago where we went over how to read a bank statement.
That was actually, you know what? I got to share about that. That was the first 2-man we've ever been on.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Jose, that was an interesting experience because usually when we have a panel like this, it's very easy to go ahead and speak for an hour. You know what I mean? But it was just you and I for 1 hour just speaking. And
I think y'all could pull it off.
No. But also,
Yeah, you guys can
the reason why we also have that is so that you guys can ask questions, right? Run a deal by us. Run a deal by us so you can make 50%. You don't have to get anybody else involved. We want you to do that. Join it.
Great people to work with.
That's it.
They're very good. They're a great duo.
Listen, we're bringing Cece on. If you guys want to, if you want to make sure that it's the 3 of us, we'll bring them on.
Yeah, I'll come on.
We want to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you do that? Is by closing deals. How can you do that? Is by knowing all the insider trades of how to get it done. We're here for you. We're resources. Use us. Just don't abuse us.
Hold on. Yo, don't steal my tagline, bro. Steal my tagline? Oh my God, we're at the 40th tagline.
My catchphrase is, you're an extension of us. So we'll teach you everything we know. So you go out there and you close deals.
This guy sounds like he should be on the radio or something.
Wrong answer.
No one even heard that. No one even heard that sound effect.
We are going to wrap it up right now. We're going to wrap up our final thoughts. We're going to start with Cece.
Yes.
But Cece, while you're thinking of your final thought, I want to go back to Mrs. James that's in the chat. When you are out here, and again, whatever you are doing, Miss James, that, you know what, Radical, focus on me. That camera, focus on me. Let me speak to Miss James. Miss James, let me tell you something. When you say you already have your regular 9 to 5, you already have your regular job. No one's telling you to stop that. What we're doing, the journey that you're embarking on, and doing business funding, and the journey that you're embarking on, jumping into real estate. One of the things that I wanted to let you know is it's new uncharted territory, right? This is like your pioneer aspect of your career, right? You wanna get secondary income. This can be almost your primary income if you do it right. Don't be afraid to speak about what you do. What I've realized in my personal life is that the majority of the people that I know have no idea what I do. That's because I'm a jokester. I mess around on social media. I play around. I post memes. Majority of the people have no idea what I do. Maybe that's a fault of mine. Maybe this should be something that I should take a little more serious and like have like a business page or whatever. But you are a professional. We've seen your professional page before. We understand that you're a businesswoman. Let these people get your message out there to as many people that you know what you do. You might only know bare minimum requirements, but if they meet the minimum requirements, send your application to them. Make sure that if they own a home and they're trying to do something, that you don't see that your best friend took a mortgage from somebody else when we could do it and you can get paid on it. Make sure that your people that's out there that's doing fix and flips, make sure that they know that Corinthian can get that done with 100% financing. Make sure that the people that's in your direct community know what you're doing, Corinthian, because at the end of the day, if you can make even an extra $20,000 a year with side income, it's fire. You know what I mean? And you don't have to leave the comfort of your home or leave your job. But what if that $20,000 a year turns into $20,000 a month? You understand what I'm saying? Now, that first job might become your secondary job, and this might become your primary. So just understand that, and also you can make $100,000 commission on one deal, take home. You understand what I'm saying? So just treat it with a little more care. Say that you're in finance, keep it very broad. But make sure the people that you interact with on a daily basis know what you do, Miss James, because any next deal could be that deal that changes your life.
Darryl, you want to let her know? And Darryl, I think we're saving this for the end. What we're actually doing is choosing one person that gets involved, that's more engaged within the Zooms, the calls,
the
community. Miss James, I just sent you over an email. Look at that just to you privately. Darryl actually is going to go ahead and work with you one by one in order for you to do it. I need you to communicate him through that email. Let him know exactly. So we want to make sure that everyone, we want to make sure that everyone grows.
Yeah.
So every week, what we're going to do is just work with one person, anyone that's involved, and we're going to go ahead and divvy up the resources, our resources. But we also want you to get involved. We want you to be engaged. Now let's go ahead.
Now, final thoughts, CC. Hopefully, my little one-on-one with Miss James in front of everybody. Hopefully, I gave you enough time to think about your final thoughts. Leave the viewers with one lasting thought.
Okay, so I'm just gonna piggyback off of what you said, Daryl. I really like that you said, make those connections with people, and when you go to the networking events, I haven't even been to one yet, but I want to go. So, but I would say everyone should go and networking and build your connection with people, because today the lead that we got, that's through another lead. That wasn't even on the dialer. That was through someone else. Hey, I have a friend that needs funding. Could you help them out? Now be that person for someone where they can refer you to other businesses, other people, and you should tell your friends what you do, because what if your friend has a business? What if your friend's mom, sister has a business? Like, definitely, put an emphasis on networking and building your network and your pipeline. I think that's really important. So, yeah.
And that is, you know what? One of the things I tell everyone, CC, you can use this.
Yeah.
Daryl, you cannot. Is you know what? If you think that I did a great job, the biggest compliment you could give me is by referring me to someone else.
Yeah.
How did I take that, Daryl? You gotta stop. We're gonna have to start.
That seems like a common thing to say.
That's it. Yeah, Daryl.
None of y'all created that. What are you talking about?
I think you got it for me, man. Whatever. Go ahead, Joe. Tell us your final thought, Joe.
All right. Final thought for me. I touched on it a little bit earlier, but anyway, everyone here, you're an extension of us. So the knowledge we have, we share with you. In a way, you're an expert in the field. So, you tell people, you're connected with every bank imaginable. We could get you lines of credit, mortgages, business credit cards. Anyone here listening, you're an extension of us. You work in finance. You're connected with all sorts of banks. You do mortgages, lines of credit, term loans. You're capable of doing anything. You're capable of providing anything for your clients. And we're here to teach you how to close these deals and eventually close these deals on your own. But
there you go.
That's it.
Nice.
All right, my final thoughts. Just remember
in English.
In Spanish, I'll do Spanish. No, in English.
Finish after.
So just remember that every deal has a story, right? You just have to understand the deal in order for you to be able to relay it back to the underwriter. The underwriter at the end of the day is the one that's going to make the decision. The bank is the one that's going to make a decision. The way that you send out is understanding what the needs are, what it is that they're going to do with the money, right? So what the need is, and what they're going to do with the money and what is the return on the investment. If you don't understand what they're going to use the money for, you're behind the 8 ball. You have to understand what they're going to use the money for. You have to understand, is it going to be beneficial for them, and what is the return on the investment? That's the bare minimum information you have to understand in order for you to be able to go ahead and make a sale, or not even a sale, because nothing is a sale anymore. For you to earn a client, earn a potential reoccurring client, right? That's just it. It is the way that you're going to go ahead and do that is by providing them information, because at the end of the day, everyone can fact check you by checking this, by checking your phone, right? So it's no longer a sale. It's not a car salesman sale mentality anymore. It's education. Educate the client on what they have available and how you're going to stand out and what resources you're going to provide that no one else will. All right. Those are my final thoughts. Daryl, you want to take us home?
Well, I just want to say, in case you guys didn't see, Jose has a fucking orange phone. Okay, obviously he just wanted to show you guys. He wanted to show all you guys.
It's because of trick or treat.
He wanted to show you guys. He wanted to,
You're a Knicks fan.
he wanted to show you guys the Knicks fan. He has a new iPhone. Jose, we got it. We got it, bro. You got a new iPhone.
It has AI. It has AI. It has AI.
Boss game shit.
Allen Iverson, your wallpaper? What?
All right, so obviously you ladies and gentlemen could tell. So Lucas, all right, we are, I think, 3 weeks from. We're about 3 weeks from episode. I don't even. What is it? We're at 49, so it'll be 52. We're about 3 weeks from our 1 year anniversary with Brokers Connection, and we really made this podcast a part of our life, right? I have 2 kids at home. I think Jose's got like 7. Joe's got a couple out there. Cece, I think you're still good.
Yeah, I have no kids.
Radical. We got Albert, and on the back end. We got Lucas. We have everybody else that's still here in the office. We got Mike. Mike's over there dressed as Donald Trump.
So
we all have families. We all have lives outside of here, right? But one of the things that we do when we come into the office every day is we shut everything out, and we make the money that we need to make to be able to support and sustain everybody else that's in our life. So even though, we laugh, we joke, and we need to be able to keep up with that, because what we do is really hard. And we do speak to assholes every day. And we do speak to people that are racist on a daily basis, that are sexist on a daily basis.
That's true.
We speak to, again, when we sit, when if you guys don't understand what code switching is when you kind of have to mirror the person that you're speaking to so that they feel like you're relatable enough.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, everybody on the panel right now we're full of minorities, right?
yeah,
We speak to people in other parts of the country that are not really minority friendly, to be honest. You know what I mean? So what we do is hard, and what we do is tough. And you'll get cursed out. I've been called the N-word a couple of times on a phone call.
I
someone
did
told me
too.
to kill myself. Someone told me to kill myself.
And
That one
listen,
stuck with me.
Neighbor.
yeah, not
They're like
neighbor.
neighbor.
Something a little more derogatory. But you know what? I have kids to feed at home. So, and you can never lose your professionalism. You understand what I'm saying? So what we do is tough. We might make it look fun. We might make it look like it's super, super enjoyable. Sometimes the job is not fucking enjoyable. Sometimes being a boss is not fucking enjoyable. But the fruits of your labor when you close that big ass deal. The fruits of your labor when you get that, when you overturn that, when you turn that, here we go, yeah, there we go. Hey,
What's that? Yeah.
mute all that. Sometimes when you turn that no into a yes, it's the greatest feeling. It's the greatest win, because they told you no at first because they did not believe in your expertise. They told you no at first because they did not believe that you even had the product that you say you have. Again, we speak to people all day that's being pushed $30,000, 49 cents on the dollar in their face. All of a sudden, Jose's like, yeah, I can get you $50,000, no UCCs, no bank statements. How's that sound? Oh, great. We can get it done. It's about those small little wins. They
add up.
It adds up. It makes our day. And I just wanted to. I'm not even gonna go with a scripted final thought. It's just me speaking to you guys out there. Everybody has a hard life. I can tell you guys some of the crazy shit's going on in my life. You guys would never even expect. But I'm here with
I didn't believe it.
Heard that giggle? That's Mike. We all have shit going on in our lives, right? Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that we're always looking to do is we're always looking to make more money and we're always looking to take care of our family. And all of our interests are aligned.
Yes.
And it's just about showing up. And when you show up, you got to show out. You know, it's just like what Deion Sanders said. You know, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good. You got
Bars.
You gotta prove on every phone call that you are him, but you're HBIC. You gotta show on every phone call that you are the person that has the best program. If they don't want it, no problem. Go talk to the next person. I'm not gonna chase you. I have an abundance of leads. Ooh. You should be happy that you're on the phone with me, not the other way around. Yeah. And that's the
mindset. That really is the mindset, though.
And that's what we have to teach. That's what we teach to our new people coming in. That's what we teach to our guy that's transitioning from a department in which he's selling 6% money over 30 years to fucking 50 cents on a dollar.
We're doing well.
We're all good. You two factors, you were the first 5 minutes of the pod. We're over here at minute 86. We're transitioning Joe. Joe didn't believe in fucking MCAs. He's selling daily payments and telling people that's all they qualify for. That's a way different sale. You understand what I'm saying? But we are gearing up our soldiers to go ahead and fight this war because we're all trying to make money and bring. Listen, Christmas is coming. You know what I'm saying? Santa is not going to deliver presents by himself. It takes us to go and deliver the presents to our family. And Thanksgiving's coming up. Do you want to be that person at Thanksgiving?
Are you hungry?
Well, are we hungry? Do you want to be that person at Thanksgiving that people's like, oh my God, Albert, what do you do for a living? You want to be that person that just shows up in that Gucci suit that's like, yeah, Aunt Rosemary, you want some extra corn on the cob? We got that. That's because of me. That's what we all want to do. Again, it's the holidays. We're all jovial, all right? We're all in good spirits, but none of us are going to be happy if you're not making the money and bringing home the bacon. So, ladies and gentlemen, wait, hold on. I can't cue the outro music yet, Lucas. Jose has something he wants to say.
The thing I want to say is also to remember, just like how we were able to, CC, amazing job, you learned the training and everything else, just understand that we have a community. There's a community for a reason. Please get involved, ask questions, let us know what the problems are. Just we have an application on the phone. We have emails. Email everyone. infos@brokersconnectiongroup.com. If you have a problem, email us. We're here to help you out. We're a community, right? What a community is, we're going to help each other grow. So with our sales team, and we do this on a day-to-day, we joke around. We joke around because we're winding down from the stressful maybe week that we had, right? Darryl had a $200,000 deal that died, right? But still, move on forward. This young lady said it best, is, you know what? Let me get the next one. Let me get the next one. Let me get the next one. And this is what we're here for. We're here to push each other, not just our sales floor, but yourself as well. You haven't invested interest, right? You joined the community. Please use us. Like I said, just don't abuse us. But go ahead.
I hope y'all hear this.
It's like the Oscars.
No, what's that? Luke, shut up.
Does anyone hear the outro music?
No, they can hear it.
I want to say, Ivan, Ivan, I actually love your smile, bro. This guy kept me going today, motivated.
Yeah,
it's great. Thank you very much.
Listen, and Lucas,
appreciate you.
Cue the outro music in 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, some of us.
Look at that one. That's
like ready to cue the music.
No, listen, just like Jose said, some of us are showers. Some of us are showers. They just talk a big game. They say I have all this. They say I have this program, but they don't. Majority of us are growers.
I knew it.
And we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna make sure that we build your business from the inside out, and we're able to take you to the next level. Lucas, cue it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Darryl Mills, your host. To the left, I got my boy Jose Martinez. To his left, we got Mrs. Joe Duran.
Nice.
To my right, I got Cece.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Enjoy your Halloween.
I hope you hear the music because I'm dancing to it.
Take care, brush your hair. Let's make a lot of money, baby. We got to end strong, baby. Let's do it.
Brokers Connection Group.